Have you ever tried to extract a date from an Excel file, only to be met with a confusing number instead? It can be really frustrating, right? If that sounds like you, stick around because today we are diving into how to retrieve dates from table cells using PhpSpreadsheet. I totally get it. You open your Excel file and instead of a nice readable date, you see a number that looks like it belongs in a math problem. You're not alone in this struggle. Many users face this issue when working with PhpSpreadsheet. Here's the specific question we're addressing today. A user asked, how can I retrieve a date from a cell in the form of a Unix time or a datetime interface instance? This is a common challenge when dealing with date-formatted cells in PhpSpreadsheet. So why does this happen? When you pull a date from a cell in PhpSpreadsheet, it often returns a numeric value that represents the date in Excel's internal format. This can be confusing, especially if you're expecting a standard date format. And don't go anywhere. By the end of this video, you'll not only know how to convert that number into a readable date, but I'll also share a handy tip to make your date handling even easier. To retrieve the date from a cell using PhpSpreadsheet, the user should first ensure they have the library installed. This can be done using Composer, which is a dependency manager for PHP. Next, the user needs to load the spreadsheet file. This involves creating a reader instance and loading the file into a variable. After loading the spreadsheet, the user should access the specific worksheet that contains the date. This can be done by referencing the sheet by its index or name. Now the user can retrieve the date value from the desired cell. However, since the value is returned as a numeric representation, the user will need to convert it to a datetime object. Finally, the user can format the datetime object to a Unix timestamp if needed. This can be done using the getTimestamp method. Fun fact, did you know that Excel stores dates as serial numbers? The number represents the number of days since January 1st, 1900. So when you see that number, it's actually a date in disguise. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by another user involves checking the data type of the cell before retrieving the date. They suggest using the getDataType method to determine the format. If the data type is S, it indicates a DMY format. Otherwise, it defaults to MDY. They then use datetime, create from format, to convert the string into a date object. Let's take a moment to review another user's answer. An alternative solution provided by a user suggests using the datetime class to retrieve the date. They recommend using the create from format method with the appropriate date format from your Excel sheet. Here's that handy tip I promised. Always check the format of your cells in Excel before parsing them. This can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. You now know how to retrieve dates from table cells using PhpSpreadsheet. Remember, understanding how Excel formats dates can make your life a lot easier. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more tips and tricks.